Well, my name is Rudy. I am a creative strategist. How we got our idea and concept for Banter is that we as a youth felt that we just weren't getting enough information about the stuff that was relevant to us. I understand that there are a lot of serious topics that are relevant to young people, but we were trying to bridge the gap between serious and non-serious and giving people interesting content in a fun way, but with the serious morals of the stories. Our mission at the outset was to create a platform where youngsters could have an opinion about situations and social interactions on a more casual level. I think it came from the fact that a lot of people do self-promotion and stuff like that, obviously on social media, etc. So we wanted to kind of just bring all of that together to create some sort of group content where there was a platform for youngsters to talk in general. Our company goals are to find different ways to allow youngsters to have a voice. Banter is just one aspect of that. We're always trying to find new ways to evolve that idea. So it's just about bringing an authentic voice to the youth rather than, if I want to call it, more cleaned up, pretty like vision of what the youth is of SA. Just raw and gritty and real. What do I do to attribute to my success? I am staying alive and staying in the industry, and I think for me that is more than enough to continue with the process and make sure that I achieve my goals, I guess, is to stick to it. What has influenced me to choose the path that I've chosen? That's a very interesting question because I come from a family where we were never really given guidance in terms of what it is that we wanted to do. My mother was very open with that. She just wanted us to succeed. I remember being in high school and her whole thing was just like, I don't care how you do it, I don't care how much you play and have fun, as long as you pass. And it's the same thing now as adults. She has been so open about the stuff that we do, and I think that's why I ended up becoming a creative, is because naturally I was very drawn to film, and that's what made me love it. My father played a very, very big role. He loved film. And from a very, very young age, I was watching stuff that I was supposed to not be watching, like war films and all of that kind of stuff. And he always tried to make sure that we didn't think like children, we thought like adults. So obviously that naturally rubbed off on me, and that's why I wanted to become a creative. My biggest challenge today, making a name for myself. If I have to be honest, you know, I could sit here and tell you it was finding funding for this or doing that, whatever, but it's actually getting out there and getting people to talk about you. That is actually a much bigger challenge than people think it is. It's hectic. So that's definitely my biggest challenge right now. My future plans and aspirations for the company is to make sure that we get the name out there and to promote. I mean, I could speak about a 5-year plan, but I think right now we're about next month. What does Women's Month mean to me? I find this question quite interesting because everyone always lands on the fact that it's all about making sure that other people or other like men and stuff like that appreciate women on that month or that day. But I actually think it's a time for us as women to appreciate ourselves. We spend a lot of time nurturing everybody else, you know, and I think Women's Month should be actually about us getting together and appreciating ourselves and not waiting around for everyone else to tell us we're amazing. Women are adaptable. They are much stronger than you think, and they have pain tolerance levels of the heart and of the body that no man could ever compete with. And I think that definitely shows up in work ethic and how we just stick on something until it gets done. Being young in South Africa and trying to be an entrepreneur, you obviously are against the grain because, well, not against the grain, you're against the curve because of the fact that you don't have the money because you're young. Being a female is a whole kettle of fish on its own that I don't even want to go into. I think you guys all know what I mean by that. Thirdly, for me, I think being a young black female entrepreneur in South Africa is all about learning how to hustle right, learning to be professional, respectful, and all working towards that. So for me, that would be my answer. What gives me the most satisfaction about being an entrepreneur is to be able to move things and shift things the way you want things to move and not constantly being told what to do and having to execute. So that's definitely a big thing for me. The biggest piece of advice I can give other women would be to do your research. That's it. I think a lot of people jump in head first with their heart with ideas, whether it be making shirts or shooting something, etc. But no real diligence has been done for that. So I would definitely say spend more time researching than executing. Because if you spend more time researching and getting the idea right in the beginning, your execution will be far better. And the reason why I say this is because I've learned. I'm not saying it because that's happened to me. So, yeah.